Welcome back, guys. Today I'll show you a day in my life. Today I was allowed to sleep a bit in because my morning training got cancelled, but normally I have to wake up earlier because my morning training starts at 8:30. After waking up, I start by making my bed, and to be honest, it really helps me to become more organized because when I make my bed, it just makes me feel complete. It makes me feel like I'm organized and I got everything I need. I feel like my day goes really bad whenever I don't make my bed because I just don't feel like I have that organization, and that's something I really crave, even though it's really difficult to keep up with it. I made sure to make my bed every morning. It's really important to have these kind of habits in your life because imagine you start living somewhere else, and people will complain about you for not being clean or not making your bed. So at first I did have a lot of problems with keeping my room clean and just being organized, and I hated myself for it because I wanted to be organized but I just couldn't, So starting with small habits like keeping my desk clean or making my bed, it just step by step I felt better. I felt more accomplished. So you too should start adding small habits to your routine. After I finish making my bed, I go make breakfast, and this too is something that I used to have a lot of difficulties with. I used to skip breakfast every single day, and every single day when I went to school, I just felt tired and I couldn't focus, and it really affected me in a bad way. So making breakfast is very important. And the thing with Dutch schools is that you don't get like a tray of food during your break. You either have to take food from home or you have to buy something in the cafeteria. And me being broke, I never had money to buy something in the cafeteria, and I was always late to school, so I didn't have time to make something. So every single day I sat in school being hungry, having nothing with me. I ended up getting really tired, so I was like, hey, this is something I should change. So I'm gonna wake up a bit earlier, I'm gonna spend less time doing something else, and I'm gonna start making breakfast. I have a certain diet because I need to gain more weight, which has to do with my sport. So eating eggs with pesto really helps me, and it's just so delicious having like an egg with pesto toast. It is so good. I recommend making it. I'm still not really used to eating breakfast in the morning, and I think that over time, by not eating breakfast, I ended up not feeling hungry in the morning. So I'm not really hungry, but I force myself to eat because it's something that I have to. I changed my weight category recently, so before I fought in the minus 53 kilograms, which is absolutely crazy for my length. I'm 177, by the way. But I decided to go 2 weight categories up, so instead of minus 53, I now fight in the minus 66. I'm still a little bit light, so I have to bulk a bit more. After breakfast, I go take a shower. Usually this is what makes me get late to school. So today I tried taking less long showers, even though it's really difficult for me to do so. After putting on my clothes and doing everything after shower, I start by prepping for school, and that just includes like brushing my teeth, doing my makeup, putting on some perfume. That's all. I don't really wear a lot of makeup. The only thing I really wear is concealer because I have quite a few hyperpigmentation spots on my face, and I just don't feel confident in that, so I cover myself up with makeup. And to be honest, it's okay to feel like that. I think everyone has those moments. But yeah, I just use concealer and a little bit of blush because without blush I kind of feel like dead, you know? Okay, so I did up being kind of late, so I had to hurry to go to school. But thank God I did make it to the bus, so I ended up getting in time. Unfortunately, at school, we're not allowed to use our phones, so I couldn't film any of my lessons. But to be honest, I only have like 2 classes. After school, I go immediately home. You might have seen the times of my school, which is really short, and yes, it's true. I go to a very special school, which is like for athletes, so they don't have a lot of school, so they can focus on their trainings. After school, when I get home, I usually make like a protein snack because I don't really have time in between studying and going to my sport to eat something. So I usually eat something during my studying, and before training I always have to take in protein. So right now I'm just making a protein yogurt. I use some full Greek yogurt, full because I have to gain some weight. After the yogurt, I put some chocolate sprinkles just because I like the taste of it with protein better. After that, I put some honey in because it kind of sweetens it. Sometimes I also put peanut butter in, but this time I didn't want to. After that, I take some protein, not too much, but I put it in and I mix it up very well. Okay, so after that, I start studying. Usually, I study for about 2 hours or 1 hour. Depends on how much time I have left before I have to prepare for my trainings. Right now, I'm studying for chemistry, and if I'm going to be honest, I'm a bit behind. But spoiler alert, I did get a 7.7 out of 10, so that's pretty good, especially for chemistry. Usually what helps me study a lot is listening to like a podcast or a documentary. It feels like there's someone there with me, and I can focus better when there's someone there with me, because I feel like, okay, someone's watching me, so I have to study. I cannot slack off, I cannot get distracted, because if I don't do that, I get distracted so fast, and I just cannot get back into studying. The only reason I get good grades is because I have an ability to remember things very well. So I'm lucky with that. After I finish studying, I prepare to go to training. Today I'm first going somewhere else, and then I'm going to the dojo. And I'm gonna go somewhere else because recently I got an injury to my shoulder. It got dislocated, by the way. But I have to train my shoulder muscles again so they become firm and my shoulder doesn't get dislocated again. So I did a lot of arm trainings, and as you can see, I'm about to do some pull-ups. They are so difficult to do. I could only do like a few in a row, and then I had to stop and had to start over all again. But it went really well, you know. My arms are getting stronger and stronger every day. After that, I went to karate. I couldn't film it, but I love doing karate. It's basically my dream. After finishing karate, I go home immediately. There's nothing really else I can do, but I like to take my rest. So I shower, I eat something, and afterwards I do my skincare. I start with purifying my skin, so any dead skin cells or anything oily from my skin gets removed by this. After doing that, I use a damp towel to open the pores in my face. After that, I use some hyaluronic acid to make sure all the products I use after this go into my face properly. After that, I'm going to use some niacinamide, and that really helps me with those little clogged pores I have on my chin and my forehead. After that, I use some toner. I know I first do hyaluronic acid and niacinamide before I use toner, but that's purely because I want the toner to work better, so I first use things that make products go better into my skin. After that, to hydrate my face a bit more, I use some rose water. And all the products after this are just to hydrate my skin a bit more because I kind of have dry skin. After getting ready for bed, I start reading a book. This is mainly because I will soon have a test about this book, but it's also because it helps relax me. Sometimes I also draw before going to bed or do something else, Cleaning my room also helps me relax a bit. So I just make sure that before I go to sleep, I do something that helps relax myself after a hard day. Then around 10 p.m. I start going to bed. I try to go to bed earlier because I used to have a lot of sleeping problems, but that was it.